And guys, drink some water, stay hydrated. So, about a month ago now, I made a video going over all the bikes I currently have, because this was a question that was asked quite a lot in the comments and on Instagram. And today I'm gonna answer another question that I've been getting a lot, is how did you do it? I'm a college student, I don't have a job, so I get the question a lot like, Legend, how do you have 15 bikes? So today I'm gonna answer that question. Okay, so first thing I want to say is I get this question a lot on Instagram, but there is something I've noticed. First ask yourself, do I really want this or do I just think I want this? Because what I've noticed with, I think it's just a little bit the generation we're in right now, people want to do stuff, but once they figure out they have to put in effort, it just turns them off. Now I'm guilty of this as well, mostly when it comes to schoolwork. So first ask yourself, do I really want this? Because you're gonna have to put in some effort. Now step one, before even thinking about buying a bike or working on a bike, is getting the money to buy the first bike. Now, a lot of my subscribers are students, they're in high school or college. Me, myself, I'm in college. And about 2 years ago, I had one bike. It was my R125, and right now I have 15. But how did I get the money? And how can you get the money to buy your first project? So something I do once a year is walk around my room and fully clean it up. And everything that I don't use anymore, I put in the corner of my room. And once I'm done, I go through all of that shit and I look at what still works, what's still usable. And the things that are still usable and work, I'll list online. It's stuff that's just sitting in my closet collecting dust, so I'll list them online on Craigslist or something similar to still get a few bucks from it. Let me show you an example. So right now we're on the Belgium version of Craigslist. It's called Tweedehands. This is just for like classified ads. As you can see, a lot of bikes because that's all I look for. Now if I go to my previous chats, you can see Parrot Bebop drone. I used to have an old drone. It didn't work anymore. The batteries were dead. And I was like, well, I don't know if anybody's gonna buy this, because the buyer cannot even test it because there's no batteries for it. But I was like, I'm sure it still works if you get a new battery. So I just listed it online for 75 euros, and a few days later it sold for 75 euros. Something else I sold recently, I don't know if you can see that, is my PlayStation 4. My PlayStation 4, I didn't use it for over a year. It was just sitting in my closet collecting dust. I ended up selling it for 120. So 120 plus 75 is 195. Let's just say 200. That's 200 bucks I got just from cleaning up my room. And 200 bucks, let me tell you, gets you a cheap little project to work on. Now I do realize not everybody has a PlayStation 4 laying around or a drone laying around, I get that. But just cleaning up not just your room but just the house in general, ask your parents, oh, do we still need this? If not, can I sell this online? And I'm sure your parents will be glad that you're cleaning up the house, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind selling some stuff that nobody uses anyway. So that could actually be a quick and easy way to get a few extra bucks to buy your first bike. Now, if you really cannot find anything, you looked everywhere, you looked on the attic, you looked in every room, every closet, there's still some stuff you can do. Do a few little chores, walk around your neighborhood, knock on some doors, ask them politely, hey look, I'm trying to save up some money for a bike, can I perhaps mow your lawn? What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is they say, no, sorry, I don't have anything you can do. So be it, you just knock on the next door. If you do that, if you do that and you knock on every door in your neighborhood, there's no way every single person is gonna say no. Again, it takes a little bit of effort and work, but if you really want it, you'll have some money in no time. Of course, you can also just wait and save up the money you get for, let's say, your birthday. Christmas is coming up, maybe you get some money from your parents or your grandma you can save up. Trust me, there's plenty of ways to get a little bit of cash for a cheap project. Okay, now step 2 is buying your first cheap project. Now a lot of people say, oh Legend, like how do you get so lucky all the time? Well, I don't. I legit spend an hour a day. Now I'm a little bit obsessed, I'm gonna be honest. I literally spend an hour a day on Craigslist scrolling through bikes, and that's how you find good deals. Now I admit I have been lucky once, twice, maybe 3 times, but there's no way somebody is lucky 20 times in a row. That's not how luck works. You gotta put in some time. If you want to find the really good deals, you gotta look around. Something else I did is let people know I'm looking for stuff. My friends, just people I know, family members, I just tell them, hey, if you ever happen to come across something that you think, oh, this might be something for Legend, just link it to me. I might not be interested at all, or I might find it a good enough deal to buy it. My CB750 I didn't even find myself. A friend of mine linked it to me saying, oh look, there's a CB750 that goes for under $1,000, which is pretty rare. So some of the bikes I buy is just because people know I'm looking for them. Let people know, and that way there's more people searching. They might not be actively searching, but if they come across something, they might remember, hey, he's looking for something, let me just link it to him. That greatly reduces the amount of luck you need for a good deal because there's just more eyes looking for deals. An example of me asking other people if they found something is 2 free pocket bikes I got. The 2 free 2-stroke pocket bikes I made a video on, I got for free, but I didn't even find them. A friend of mine got a message from a friend of his saying, oh look, there's some girl giving away 2 pocket bikes, and then my friend sent it to me and I picked them up. Now they didn't need a lot of work, I just cleaned the carbs, played with them a little bit, and they ran. And now I could sell them for like 50 bucks a piece. So that's 100 bucks minus a can of carb cleaner. So let's say 90 bucks profit, and I had some fun working on them. Something else I set up is in my Discord server, there's a marketplace chat where all the Discord members, you know, if they're scrolling to Craigslist ads, classified ads, and they see something interesting, they paste the link in the marketplace chat. If somebody else wants it, not just me, but anybody can click on the link and see if they're interested, you know, and see, you know, is this something I want? Is it a good deal? So if you're interested in that and you want to join the marketplace chat, the link to Discord will be in my description, and you can, you know, start looking and start, you know, pasting and looking at links that other people look for. Now, let's say you have a 200 euro budget. What can you buy for 200 bucks? Now, it also kind of depends on where you live. Here in Belgium, mini bikes are very popular, like the SkyTeam Dux, which is a Honda ST70 clone, or the SkyTeam PBR, which is a Honda Monkey R clone. They're Chinese mini bikes, and they're widely popular here. In non-running condition, they can be picked up for a couple of $100, but when they run, they're actually worth a good amount. So I bought a PBR of somebody locally for 125 bucks, and he actually thought there was a issue with the electrical system because the front light didn't work, the speedo didn't work. It ended up being a quick and simple fix. I fixed it for like 25 bucks, so I spent 150 in total, and then I flipped it for like 700, I think, because that's the price they go for in perfectly good condition, well, perfectly working condition. And I then had 700 bucks, which 700 bucks gets you a nice project. Something else I bought for under 200 would be the $50 or 50 euro pit bike from like the Craigslist pit bike video. Now that's not necessarily a project to make profit on, but it's still a fun project to learn how to work on bikes, which is fun and educational. Let's say you flipped your first project. Let's say you now have 400 euros to spare. What is something I bought for under 400 euros? Well, my Honda PX and my Honda PXR, they were 275 each. Of course, together that's more than 400, but if you just bought one of them, that's 275. And a Honda PX in good condition with the right paperwork and stuff goes for 7 to 800 euros. Parts are cheap for those bikes. Let's say I put 100 in it, or let's say I put 125 in it. That would use up my whole 400 euro budget, but again, I could flip it for 800. If you look around enough, you'll start to learn like what are good deals and what aren't. And to be honest, I've never made a loss on a project. Even if I see something that interests me, but I'm not 100% sure, I'm not gonna buy it. I only buy the projects I'm 100% sure about are gonna turn a profit. I passed up on a lot of cool bikes and a lot of cool projects because I wasn't 100% sure, but as a student I don't want to risk it because I'm putting all my money in a bike and I don't want to lose all my money. Once you flip one or two mopeds, you can maybe start moving up to motorcycles. I bought my Yamaha XV250 for 300. I bought an R125 for around 300. If you move up a bit, I bought a Cagiva Mito for 1400. That's a little bit more expensive project, but that's also a bike that's worth a lot. Now do keep in mind, once you go from mopeds to motorcycles, it might start getting a little bit more difficult to work on it yourself. But online, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube. Workshop manuals can be found online for any maker or model. So if you take your time, you can do it. Just keep in mind, parts for motorcycles might be a little bit more expensive than for mopeds, and working on it might be a little bit more difficult. That doesn't mean there's no profit to be made if you know what you're looking for. I think this concludes my rant. It's been going on for long enough, I feel like. I think you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. I hope this helped you guys, and if you're really interested in doing this, feel free to leave me a message in my Discord server or on my Instagram. The links to both of those will be in the description. I'll be more than happy to help you guys with any questions you have. That being said, feel free to join the marketplace chat in my Discord server. If you enjoyed this video and you learned something today, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.